My name is Carl Cervone. I'm the co-founder of Open Source Observer. We build technology to measure the impact of open source software in the open. In general, open source is severely underfunded. I think you have estimates that come from, say, GitHub sponsors or from Open Collective, and we're talking about tens to hundreds of millions of dollars that are flowing towards open source. And the size of the open source economy is vast. Something like 70 to 90% of the code that is used to power the internet is reliant on open source. There are hundreds of millions of contributors around the world that are either maintaining or reliant on open source packages. So it's a vast economy, and the amount of funding that goes towards open source is a pittance of that. My guess is that it's probably below $1 billion a year of funding that is going to open source. It's tiny compared to the amount of value that open source is creating. A lot of larger companies have some intention of funding open source, and they realize the value that it brings to their company, but it's a pretty low priority. It's not the first thing that they think about, and because there isn't a direct incentive, and you have the tragedy of commons where everybody is going to assume that someone else will take care of this, and because of that, they don't feel a direct incentive to do it themselves. You just continue to see a free rider effect, and these teams or these projects not being funded appropriately. I think the last thing most developers want to do is hold out the tip jar and ask people for funding. I think they want to, they want to work on their project. They want to ship stuff. They don't want to be setting up a marketing apparatus. They don't want to be setting up a fundraising apparatus. They really want to focus on doing what they do best. So I think we should lean into that and identify ways of measuring the impact of what these contributors are doing, and ideally making it as seamless and friction-free to get funded.